Well, if the Gypsy Crusader video didn't give me enough shit, this one's definitely gonna.
Yo, who the fuck is Matt CMG?
Hey everybody, it's me, Matt CMG, and welcome back to Internet Idiocracy Mini, the show where instead of taking a deep dive into a larger topic like we normally do, we take a brief look at a smaller topic. Now, if I seem like more of a sarcastic asshole than I usually am today, it's because today's topic is kinda heavy and I need something to balance out the heinous shit we're gonna be talking about today. With that said, let's talk about hentai.
It's called hentai, and it's art.
If you're a functional human being, I'm willing to bet you probably like getting off. You enjoy coming with the sound on, perhaps. You know, it's human, it's natural, everyone does it, right? I would usually say no shame after something like that, but in some cases, you definitely should be ashamed. Having consensual sex with another consenting adult? Cool. Poggers. Stroking your bone to pornography of two consenting adults? Also fine. Jacking off to hentai? Okay, a little bit weird, but nothing wrong with that. You know, nothing wrong with a little bit of hentai in the down low. Getting off to hentai where the characters are specifically made to be or appear underage?
Bruh.
Now that's where we come across a little bit of a problem. Something that's been a recurring topic on the internet for the past few years is the issue of lolicons. For those of you who actually touch grass and don't know, lolicons are people who are sexually attracted to characters that look like little girls. Alternatively, there are also shotacons that are the same thing for little boys, but when I say lolicon throughout this video, just know that I'm referring to them as well. If that definition did not utterly disgust you, then I got news for you. You might just be a pedophile. Like I mentioned, the lolly debate comes and goes on the internet, and most recently the debate flared up again because of a video made by YouTuber Neuralities called I'm Worried About Cancel Culture. The title is kind of misleading and she talks about a few topics throughout the video, but the video is mostly about the harm that can come from lolly art and the people who consume it. Or rather, using that as a lens to look at, you know, cancel culture as a greater thing, but who gives a fuck about that? Let's talk about lollies. Never thought that would be a sentence I would say. Fuck. We've been watching this video and some responses to it over on my stream at twitch.tv/MattCMG, and it's some of these responses that I saw that made me want to make this video. The main takeaway of Neuralities' video was essentially, pedo's bad. Guess who also consumes lolly? A statement that she had statistics to back up in the video and is generally just an inoffensive statement to any rational human being. The fact that there are people who are disagreeing with this specific statement and their videos aren't getting dislikes to hell and back is a massive problem in my eyes. Don't go attack anybody, by the way. Don't go dislike bomb people. That's fucking weird and cringe. This video is not going to be a direct response to her video or any of the other people responding to her video, but throughout watching many of these responses on stream and just the general discourse that I've seen surrounding lollies in the past few years, there are a few common talking points that I think are heavily flawed that I'd like to give my take on today. My very uneducated, not very well researched take, because this is a really fucking impromptu video, but fuck it, who cares? We are really about to have an intellectual discussion about hentai. Truly what zero pussy does to a motherfucker, really. The first of these arguments is the old, it's just a drawing excuse.
Calm down, son, it's just a drawing.
On a surface level, this actually seems pretty valid, but actually kinda misses the point. The argument is essentially that because lolly art is simply just art, just a drawing, that no real children are actually being harmed, and therefore it's okay. On a surface level, that seems reasonable, but it's still kinda weird. People who seek out lolly and are attracted to it do so specifically because of the fact that the characters look like children. If you are attracted to children, even if they are just fictional children, that just sounds like pedophilia with extra steps. Ain't that right, EDP? Yeah, okay. Alright. Now here's the gray area, right? If you're into hentai or doujin, especially of pre-existing properties, chances are you've probably looked at lolly stuff without realizing it. Many of the characters from My Hero Academia, for example, are all canonically like 14 or 15 years old, canonically underaged, so any Rule 34 of those characters is technically lolly. But I think that the difference is that their designs aren't inherently childlike, and much of the Rule 34 of them either has the characters aged up or they remove the childlike traits. You know, if you're jacking off to hentai of Yaoyorozu or Mina Ashido, I wouldn't call you a lolicon, because even though those characters are canonically underaged, what matters more is the appearance of those characters. They don't look underage. The difference is that lolicons are specifically attracted to the traits of a prepubescent child, so lolly art will be specifically drawn with those traits in mind, which is a tad bit concerning when it comes to real children. If you want to fuck the cartoon child, what reason do I have to believe that you don't also want to do so to a real child? Like, if you see this image and your first inclination is, oh, yes, I would like to fuck that, then what the fuck are you thinking about actual children? Sure, drawings aren't actually hurting anybody directly, but the fact that people found those childlike traits to be attractive enough to draw porn of it is massively concerning. I'd fucking take a shower after this video, fuck. The it's just a drawing argument is technically not wrong. The problem is more so with child coding. For those that don't know, a coded character is a character with traits of one thing without actually being that thing. For example, a character with stereotypically gay traits would be considered queer coded. Piccolo from Dragon Ball Z is a decent example, because he's this fucking big ass green alien man, but he's definitely black coded with the way that he acts, to the point where the black community has adopted him. A character can be coded as anything, including a child. A lot of lolly art runs under the excuse that the characters are of legal age, they just look like children. You know, the whole, I'm actually 1,000 years old in a 5-year-old's body meme. And it's not a valid excuse. It doesn't matter how old the character actually is. If they look like a child, then you're still jerking off to a depiction of a child. I shouldn't have to tell you that that's fucking concerning. I'm probably gonna repeat this a lot throughout this video, but if your main attraction to a character is the fact that they have the traits of a child, then congratulations, you just met the baseline requirements for pedophilia. Admittedly, a lot of anime characters tend to look younger than they actually are, and that's obviously because it's a cartoon, and a specific age is kind of hard to get across visually, depending on the art style. A prime example of this is the anime Uzaki-chan Wants to Hang Out. This is an anime where the titular character, Uzaki-chan, looks like this. She has a few childlike traits aside from the massive titties, but is actually 19 years old, legal by both Japanese and Western standards. There is technically nothing wrong with putting this character into sexual situations, which I don't know if they do, I haven't seen the show, but those childlike features would make it a little bit weird in many people's eyes. Uzaki-chan is slightly child-coded, but with traits that are clearly there to make sure that you know she's an adult, i.e. big booba. They make the character an adult, but child code them so that it's a child, but not really. And the fact that artists have to find workarounds for this should tell you all you really need to know. This gets into a whole other facet of the issue though, where the artists themselves are feeding into this kind of thing. For lolly art to exist, someone has to actually draw that shit. The fact that people are drawing it willingly when there are other, less suspicious alternatives is, again, quite concerning. Like, you can just say no to drawing that shit if you don't think it's okay, right? Saying no is just as valid of an option. Now, that's not to say that every artist who draws lolly is a pedophile or anything. Obviously, there are many artists who are just doing it for money or to get their names out there. Starving artists, secure the bag, I get it. The thing to be concerned about is the supply and demand of this shit. Artists will supply lolly art, whether they're into it or not, to meet the demand for lolly art that exists out there. It's the demand that's the problem, because that shows that a lot of people really like seeing underage cartoon characters in sexual situations. Again, I shouldn't have to tell you that that's fucking concerning. Matt CMG, the only channel where we discuss the economics of lolly hentai. You don't get that shit in your 101 economics class. Lolly porn. A main talking point in the video from Neuralities that I mentioned earlier was that art affects reality, a point that was somehow completely misinterpreted despite being pretty clear-cut what was meant by it. Art does affect reality, even if it's not directly. The art we consume is reflected in the way that we think and act. You know, I don't think that I would be as zen as I am today if it weren't for Avatar. Avatar month coming soon, by the way. People who get off to lolly stuff might not be pedophiles, but it does normalize the idea of sexualizing minors, especially in the minds of younger people who might not know any better, even if that normalization is completely subconscious. I would hope that most people who consume lolly art are intelligent enough to be able to separate, you know, fiction from reality, but that is not a guarantee, and therefore we really shouldn't take that risk. You know, it starts with some lolly porn, next thing you know you're meeting an underage girl for a cupcake. Ain't that right, EDP? In fact, lolly is frequently used by MAPs, aka minor attracted persons, aka pedophiles in disguise, to groom minors by tricking them into thinking that relationships like that are normalized. They aren't, and they should never be. It's not a surprise that a lot of the people who consume lolly and are open about normalizing it are often outed as pedophiles or vice versa. What's weirder, sending lolly art to a minor or sending pics of your actual shit to a minor? Fucking EDP moment. The whole art affects reality thing goes the other way too, where reality often has an effect on art. If you're drawing lolly and are attracted to the characters in it, then I don't even want to imagine what you think of actual children that drove you to draw this. Lollicons will often say that they know the difference between fiction and reality and would never do anything to a real child, that they are only attracted to fictional children, but the fact that you even have to make the distinction that you only like this version of child sexualization and not this version is, again, very fucking concerning. Lollicons might not be pedophiles, but I definitely wouldn't want one around my kid. Oh, I don't have a kid, by the way. No woman will fuck me. Now, a common rebuttal that lolicons make to a lot of these arguments is, if you don't like it, don't consume it. Truthfully, the whole don't like, don't watch argument has generally fucked up internet discourse because it's such an easy cop-out for almost everything. Don't like, don't watch should only apply to like trivial shit. You know, I don't like shitty reality shows, so I don't watch them. What don't like, don't watch doesn't apply to, or rather shouldn't apply to, is actual problematic shit. You guys know I hate the word problematic, so the fact that I whipped it out here should tell you something. I don't like the sexualization of children, so I just don't look at it. But by ignoring it, you just let that shit fester. If your response to pedophilia, or in this case borderline pedophilia, is to just turn the other cheek and ignore it, then motherfucker, you're part of the problem.
Sex.
So what's the solution then? You know, lolly hentai is porn depicting underage children, so it should be qualified as child pornography and therefore illegal. But it's also just a drawing and no actual child is being hurt. But those drawings can also be used for nefarious means and can normalize real sexual abuse of children. But lolly actually decreases the amount of child sexual abuse by giving pedos an outlet that doesn't harm anyone. But they're still pedos, they don't deserve rights and I've had enough! What is the solution? Truthfully, I don't know, and I'm willing to admit that I need to look into this topic a little bit deeper. But there's one thing that I do know, and that's memes. I found a meme a while ago that's pretty accurate to my thoughts on the matter. Listen, bro, it's not the fact that the character in question looks like a little girl. That's something that can be looked over because at the end of the day, it really is nothing more than just a fictional cartoon. But the fact that you always make it so painfully obvious that your primary appeal towards the character in question is the fact that they have the same characteristics as a child, in combination with the fact that you'll always go on painstakingly long lectures which basically amount to, it doesn't matter if she's a little girl, well, I hope I don't have to explain how that's extremely unsettling. Especially with the growing number of kitty diddlers trying to make themselves seem like they're part of the LGBT community as a means of avoiding consequences for their heinous actions. And they say the left can't meme. So technically, yeah, there's nothing wrong with lolly porn. No children are being harmed and it can keep actual pedophiles away from real children. But the existence of lolly porn also shows us some unsavory truths. Like there is a very large audience for depictions of children in sexual situations, and that pedophiles are a much more rampant thing than we seem to realize. The art itself is in a legal gray area. The problems are more with the implications this kind of shit has. It's a victimless crime, but a crime nonetheless, but perhaps it's a necessary evil. Well, I'm sure this video is going to go over well and will definitely not attract closeted pedophiles to leave lengthy comments about how much of a libtard I am. But that's all for this video. I know it was a bit of a heavy one, so I tried to keep it a little bit light. So leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe for more bullshit like this, and consider pledging to my Patreon to support the channel. I've been Matt CMG, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.
Anime thighs when she open up so wide, I got a twinkle in my eye. Asian pussy is so tight, I just really wanna pipe. Oh my god, she got them big ass titties, she's looking fine. Hey, hey. Anime thighs when she open up so wide, I got a twinkle in my eye. Asian pussy is so tight, I just really wanna pipe. Oh my god, she got them big ass titties, she's looking fine. Just about to fuck this cutie, so I whip out my katana and I knock this little bitch out with just one hit like I'm Saitama. Why you act like you retarded? Like, little bitch, I don't want drama. I still hit when she says no, don't understand, she don't wanna, ayy. Sword fighting with my penis like I'm in a fucking dojo. All these bitches want me like my name was fucking JoJo. Asian penis is too tiny like it was a no-show. Bitch don't want your coochie, watch anime with the sailing with my motherfucking bitch. I might pull up, give those thighs a little motherfucking kiss. I mean, if you talking shit, tell Ryukyu on the list. Yeah, your sister is my groupie, she take this anime dick. Okay, like little bitch, I don't care if that fat ass is too deep. Put a bounty in that pussy, you can call me Spike Lee. Putting out fire, getting ice, bitch, I'm Todoroki. And if you got some shit to say, then you can say it to me. Anime thighs when she open up so wide, I got a twinkle in my eye. Asian pussy is so tight, I just really wanna pipe. Oh my gosh, she got them big ass titties, she's looking fine. Hey, hey. Anime thighs when she open up so wide, I got a twinkle in my eye. Asian pussy is so tight, I just really wanna pipe. Oh my gosh, she got them big ass titties, she's looking fine. Asuna, Mikasa, please can you just give me head? Please just get on your knees, bitch. I'll beat up that ass like my name is Bruce Lee, and I'll eat up that pussy like I'm Kaneki. Ayy, Asian people driving, are they really trying? I be trying all this hentai, so I jerk it. I'm not lying, now I'm sighing, cause I want Hatsune Miku. Now I'm crying when I fuck anime bitches. I'll be moaning and be whining. Ayy, sick thighs look sexy even when especially she decides to wear her dress. Ooh, nozzles on my neck, now we laying on the bed. Man, I love my body pillow, especially giving head. You know what's next. Anime thighs when she open up so wide, I got a twinkle in my eye. Asian pussy is so tight, I just really wanna pipe. Oh my gosh, she got them big ass titties, she's looking fine. That was cringe.
Gamer. Good enough. I'll take it.